Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of January 9th. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If that sounds like something you're into, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're always up to date on the advice that the cards have for you. I'll be doing 5 card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with white crystal, the Tarot de Marseille with red jasper, and the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot with lapis lazuli. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. If you're drawn to more than one, that's totally fine. And you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump to your reading, the timestamps are right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. You know the deal. I'm going to throw down all 5 cards. Now this is interesting. Okay. I think I have a vague general sense of what the overall meaning for this is, but as is borderline required, I'm going to stare at this a bunch, but I'm not going to make you sit through that. All right. One day I will remember to move this box closer before I hit record. But as far as your reading is concerned, Group 1, it's actually pretty straightforward. The overall message is this is a message of making a clean break from the disappointments of the past and moving forward from here. As you know, it can be worrisome to see all these reverse cards, but the King of Wands, upright, steadfastly, commanding his realm in the middle of your cross here is borderline inspiring. I think there isn't much that I can say without looping, but I will say this. What I get from the King of Wands in the middle of your cross is that even though you might have fallen flat on your face in the past, even though previous attempts at doing what it is that you want to do have failed, that at this point, all you can do is keep going forward. And I think that having the king, the master of the realm, of the fiery, passionate, driven realm of wands, at the helm or at the front of this new endeavor is very encouraging for you, Group 1. So I think that the more you realize how the disappointments and dramatic endings of the past have led to this moment, how the failed not necessarily failed, but the not getting your just desserts, for lack of a better phrase, haven't worked out before, that, you know, the quicker that you just turn your back towards that, make the clean break and move forward towards where you want to go, the better for everyone. Honestly, there's one last thing that I want to say. Given the overall message, whether these 2 queens here are different aspects of yourself or whether they're different people, I don't think it matters. I will give you the caveat again that we all have all 78 cards inside of us, so these 2 queens might not necessarily represent women. They might not even represent people. It could be situations or other things or aspects of yourself, but I don't think it matters. What matters is that you're in command and you're moving forward from here. And, you know, to let go of those past disappointments. So I can feel myself looping a bit too much, so I will end your reading there, Group 1. Thank you very much for trusting me. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your oracle card reading. I will see you there. Great. All right, Group 2, let's see what we have for you for this week. You know the drill. I'm going to throw down all 5 cards and see what we got. Ooh, 2 aces. The 2 phallic aces. That's an inside joke for those of you who picked the right pile last week. Is this frame right for you? Yes, it is. All right. Let me pull a clarification card. We have the Page of Wands. All right, so before I tell you what the reading is, which is pretty straightforward, I just want to give a caveat, okay? You do not have to watch last week's video at all. However, for those of you who did watch last week's video and also picked the Marseille deck 2 weeks in a row, this is kind of a continuation of that reading, which is why I was so resistant to see the meaning, because I was afraid that for you, last week's video was recorded yesterday relative to this timestamp right now. So I was afraid that I was still like contaminated with that reading. However, this Page of Wands here facing the Queen right here is pretty clearly my deck saying, yes, Sydney, this is exactly what I'm saying. So now, moving on to the reading, I think that for you this week is a theme of getting on the same page with a partner, be it work or any other interpretation of the word partner, where two people have figured out an opportunity for something that they can capitalize on together, and are really moving forward with that. It's looking very optimistic. However, there is a warning inherent in this reading that I just want to give. And this is a beautiful problem to have. I feel like as you two people, and remember, we all have all 78 cards inside of us. This could be a woman, this could be a man. Don't fret too much over the gender depicted on the card. But when you're figuring out how to work together, I think there's a risk of being overwhelmed with all the opportunities for things that you could potentially do at this point of whatever it is that you're building together. So the only thing that I would tell you as a bit of advice, group two, is to be wary of getting too scatterbrained. You don't necessarily need to capitalize and pounce on every single idea you get right when you get it. I think for you, the main questions that you can ask as you and this other person, I don't know which one is you, I don't think it really matters. But as you two are figuring out how to bring what you're doing to completion, to just remember what's important now, what's important next. Those are the two main things. And everything else, if it's not important now and it's not important next, you can put it in some kind of bucket that you can deal with later. And I suspect that as you two continue working together towards whatever completion is suggested here, that the things that you put in the bucket because they weren't important now and more important next, that it will become obvious when they become relevant again, and you can just deal with them at that time. So again, this is a fantastic problem to have. It's looking like whatever new partnership is forming is ripe with opportunity and ripe with promise. So good on you, group two. And I'm going to end that there. Thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. You can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. Group three, the Justice card reversed flipped over while I was shuffling your deck, and I felt the urge to say, don't take it personally. I say this not knowing what it means and having not seen a single card in this reading, but now I'm going to turn over all 5 cards, and we shall see what I get. This might be a little off kilter. I knocked the pyramid over a little. Yeah, this like that. Yeah, that'll do. Is that good for you? Yeah, that'll do. So I will turn this. Great. Group 3, you're being invited to refocus on what matters. And there are two main ways to interpret this. But one thing that leapt out to me pretty quickly after I hit pause on this recording was what is standing between this woman depicted here in the Nine of Coins and all her hopes, dreams, desires, the big dream represented by the Ten of Coins here. What is standing between her and her dreams is this wall of major arcana cards all reversed. And I think that the fact that the Sun card in reverse is the main thing, or the middle of the reading, the main point, for lack of a better phrase, or very often anyway. This is an open reading. But the fact that it is the Sun that is in reverse in the middle of this cross, it can mean one of two things. You're either being invited to have fun, to enjoy the process, to reconnect with what it is that makes whatever it is that you're trying to do enjoyable to you. And alternatively, you could be, it might be that you're being invited to let go of, to not take this so seriously. And maybe what is interfering with you right now is the fact that you are so determined to get to this 10 that you're hyper focused, and it's kind of like squeezing. I don't know why this metaphor came to me, but I don't want to take time to think of another one. It's like squeezing a stick of butter, but you're squeezing it too tightly, and you end up with shit all over your hands, you know? And if you just loosen your grip and kind of approach the situation with a more carefree attitude, that's what can let you reconnect with all the great stuff that you have here. I am just now noticing that the relationship between the Fool and the World, because we have the first and the last major arcana card, and also the one of the significations of the wreath here surrounding the World card is the end of the journey and beginning of a new cycle. So I'm not sure, quite frankly, how that fits into your reading, but I think that I'm hoping that pointing that out will make sense for some of you. But I think that the main thing for you is that you are extremely capable of achieving what it is that you want to achieve. And I think that you are well positioned to take the next steps. But the main thing that's in your way right now is to just either relax into the fun or relax into a more carefree attitude and just, tread lightly and enjoy the process. Okay, I'm looping right now, so I'm going to end there. Thank you very much for trusting me with your reading. As always, if you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps to jump ahead a couple seconds. Okay, that was long. All right, it's Oracle card time. This should be good like that. So, Group A, your card is Conception. I will read the text now. It reads, "The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intuition." So basically, I think you're being invited to make the space, to, for lack of a better phrase, clear your mind, to create that space where new ideas and new approaches can spring forth, so to speak. Yeah. Group B, your card is Following? Following. This is I Ching hexagram number 17. I continue to absolutely hate this font while absolutely loving this deck. The key phrases are loyalty, adaptability, cooperation, trust, reliability, sensitivity to others, service, receiving guidance. Well, if this card screams teamwork, I'm not sure if you're being invited to lead or to lead or being invited to follow, but you are definitely being invited to collaborate, to work with others. It takes a village, and you know, sometimes the best thing you can do to collaborate with someone is follow their lead. And other times the best thing you can do to collaborate with someone is to be that leader for them, be the leader that they need. So hopefully which one applies to you is clear to you. Group C, your card is the new moon in Cancer. Relax. Well, this is, there's one reading in particular for which that is, it is screaming the connection between this card and your reading. But for the others, I think that you know, no matter what disappointments or overwhelm that this week might bring for you, I think the key for you is to remain centered and to find yourself. How can I say this? To let go and let God. And to just trust that things can work out well for you, and that if you need to step in and act, then that you have the capacity to make it happen. Basically, the sun and moon are in Cancer if the new moon is in Cancer, so this is supposed to be like a time to replenish yourself. And sometimes you need to do that by letting go and just, you know, relaxing into the moment. Group D, your card is, oh, before I turn it over, if this card is a monkey wrench, I would be really surprised, because when I was picking cards, my finger went right to this card. So your card is innovation, Jupiter in Aquarius. So I think this is, for a lot of you, this is an invitation to trust the wild and crazy new ideas that you might get for this week, and that, you know, any innovative idea seems crazy at first. So lean into the crazy. Don't do anything actually stupid, Group D, but lean into the weird, and you know, even if it might not make sense to people, this crazy idea might be your first steps towards the horseless carriage, if you know what I mean. So that wraps everything up. Thank you very much for watching. If your reading resonated with you, or if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps out a lot. And besides that, thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a great week. Take care. I'll see you soon.